Today we'll be taking a look at the Hammock Bliss double hammock. It's just a little bit roomier than their single hammock. And the Hammock Bliss Mosquito Net Cocoon. I will point out that these two items are not necessarily a set. I just purchased them together to use them together. Basically, the hammock goes inside of the bug net, and the suspension, in this case whoopee slings, one pulls out each end of the bug net. So you basically hang the hammock the same way, except there's a bug net surrounding it. About the hammock itself, not a lot can be said. It is about 20 inches wider than the average single hammock. It's 80 inches wide versus 50 to 60 for regular hammocks. And it's very comfortable for just that reason. I like to turn sideways when I'm sleeping, almost about 45 degrees, and this hammock does let you turn a good bit to the side and lay pretty flat. I normally lay crossways like this. And as you can see, I'm pretty much flat there. See, it's pretty roomy in here. I'm pretty much laying flat. And this is just the remainder of my whoopee sling ridgeline, which worked out well. Since the ridgeline passes through the net, there's no need to additionally secure the net to tie it up at all. So you just put up the hammock as normal, and you've got a bug net. Up there you can see there's a pocket for throwing things in, and there's another one right there. At each end of the mosquito net, it has a little cinch loop that you just run the suspension out each side of the hammock through each little cinch loop. In here I have the whoopee sling connected to, my whoopee sling suspension. I have it connected to the this aluminum descending ring, and then from there the ridgeline attaches, and also my hammock attaches. I noticed after I'd get out of it at first, this cinch loop would come undone and pull down this way, but tying like a stopper knot right here keeps that from pulling through there, so that really fixed that problem. And here I have the same thing. Tying a knot there kept this from opening up. And just to complete the setup, I have a whoopee sling here going to a Marlin spike hitch using a carabiner instead of a toggle, or a carabiner as a toggle, I guess. And as always, make sure that the whoopee sling goes on the knot and not on the actual toggle. In this case, it's actually slipped under the knot right there, but that's okay, strong enough. So, I like the Hammock Bliss double hammock, since it lets me turn farther sideways and lay flatter than I could in my previous hammock. The added weight difference is marginal, going from about 17 ounces for a regular sized hammock to 21 ounces for this double, but for me, the added room is well worth those 4 ounces. Regarding the bug net cocoon, I like it, but with one caveat. My one issue is that it doesn't seem like it was designed for the user to lay inside of it sideways in a hammock like the way that I like to do. Because when you turn sideways, again, less than 45 degrees off the normal direction, the netting gets pulled tight. It's nowhere near close to breaking, and this stuff is very, very stretchy, but still, I would just prefer it to be looser. But again, it's more of a gripe than a problem. On the flip side, I was pleasantly surprised to find that when using a hammock with a ridgeline, beyond securing the cinch loop on each end, there's really no need to secure the bug net to anything, because the ridgeline holds it up. So, if a ridgeline is in place, there's literally no extra work in setting up a hammock inside this bug net versus setting up a hammock by itself. Last, compared to a Blackbird hammock or Hammock Bliss's No See 'Em No More hammock, yes, that's what it's called, both of which have built-in bug nets, you're packing about twice as much bug net material, which adds a little bit of weight, although very little, and it takes up a little bit more space. So all that being said, if someone made a larger hammock like Hammock Bliss's double hammock that had a built-in bug net, then I would probably go that route, but I've yet to find such a hammock. And until I do, I'll be happy to be using this double hammock and separate bug net.